We need to talk about Newcastle United. They've beaten Arsenal at the Emirates. They've beaten Manchester United at Old Trafford. They've beaten Tottenham at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. This season at home, they've drawn to Manchester City, drawn to Liverpool, beaten Arsenal, beaten Spurs. They are 90 minutes away from being in the League Cup final. And Eddie Howe has got Newcastle cooking. If anyone thinks Alexander Isak is going to join Arsenal from Newcastle, you're out of your mind. Why would he leave Newcastle United right now? He's got a better chance of winning silverware this season at Newcastle than he does at Arsenal. We've got to speak about them. They are flipping firing, and it's really starting to piss me off. I'm not going to lie, because that's where Tottenham should be, in my opinion. And I'm not trying to rattle any Newcastle fans by that comment, but they are just unreal. Yesterday, a goal down. Lewis Miley at 18 years of age. I forgot the guy even played for the club. Bags a goal, gets them back into the game. A great strike. You know, they've got a comfortable FA Cup game in the fourth round as well. I think they're playing against Birmingham City away. I look at their upcoming fixtures they've got against Wolves at St James's, Bournemouth at St James's, Southampton away. I think Newcastle will win the next three. Bruno is, for me, one of the best midfielders in the league. Alexander Isak, the best number 9 in the world right now. And they've also got Anthony Gordon. Alongside you throwing that defensive resilience with Botman back from injury, Shaw, Dan Burn, Livramento, you know, they're just absolutely cooking right now. And we've got to speak about it, because what could Newcastle achieve this season? I'm backing them right now, definitely to get to that League Cup final. And who knows? Who knows? They haven't had any silverware in such a long time. But this year could be their year. Make sure you go down and drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Make sure you have hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already, 89% of you haven't hit that subscribe button to watch the content, so go down and do that. And channel membership is available in the bio if you want to support the channel, and exclusive content will be out to channel members very, very soon. But as it stands right now, Newcastle have just beaten Arsenal, Bromley, Spurs, Aston Villa, Leicester, Brentford, Ipswich, and Manchester United, scoring 23 goals and conceding just 3. Alexander Isak, we'll start with this guy. For me, right now, the best number 9 in the Premier League. I know Erling Haaland, everyone talks about him. He's the best goal scorer for me. But Alexander Isak's all-round package, his hold-up play, his dribbling ability in the 1v1 situations, he's so good at creating space in tight situations. He's the actual strike he did against David Raya when Anthony Gordon got that goal. If you actually watch the replay, how he gets out of that situation and gets the shot away is absolutely fantastic. Gordon, for me, right now, one of the best left wingers in the Premier League. The only left winger I personally would take over him right now, and I have thought about this, the only player I would take right now over him is Cody Gakpo. He is the only guy. Cody Gakpo, for me, just has a little bit more edge. But Anthony Gordon is a top player. And he's really stepped up this season. When you look at his output, Gordon, it is really, really good. You know, he's played 5 games in the League Cup, got 1 goal, 1 assist, 19 games in the league, 5 goals, 4 assists. So overall, he's got 11 goal contributions in 23 games. And this is a Newcastle side that struggled at the beginning of the season. You then look at Alexander Isak, who, you know, himself has been really, really good. When you look at his numbers, he's got 2 goals in the League Cup in 4 games, 13 goals in the league in 18 with 4 assists. Absolutely ridiculous. Like Alexander Isak, I don't think people realize how good of a player he really is. Like when you look at his numbers, just look at these numbers and tell me you do not see a world-class player right there, because I think we need to start speaking about it. Look, non-penalty goals is in the top 4%. Non-penalty XG, top 3%. Assists for a number 9, top 23%. Non-penalty XG, top 1%. progressive carries, successful take-ons, touches in the attacking penalty area. Even his blocks is relatively high as well for a number 9. Successful take-ons is really good. Look, let's have a look at the players he's compared to. Kylian Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Openda, Harry Kane, Omar Mamouche, who's just about to join Manchester City, and Nicholas Jackson and Julian Alvarez. He's in fantastic company. And this Newcastle side right now has one of the best well-oiled midfields, with Bruno Tonali putting him back into the 6 was an absolute masterstroke from Eddie Howe. And I want to show you the lineup which played against Tottenham in the league on the 4th of January, because for me, this is their best lineup. I've been heavily critical on Murphy as well on the right-hand side, but I think he has, I think he's started to pull his weight a bit and actually perform. That, for me, is the best Newcastle lineup. Now, you can talk about bringing in Cher. I don't care if it's Dan Burn and Botman, Cher and Burn, Cher and Botman, or Botman and Cher, or Botman and Burn. As a centre-back pairing, those three are pretty good. Lewis Hall, for me, one of the best left-backs in the league this season. Lewis Hall, alongside Kirakes from Bournemouth, have been the best left-backs in the league this season. Joelinton's such a powerful runner. He can afford to get up and down all day. Tonali, even Tonali's chipped him with a couple of goals this season. Bruno Guimaraes pulls the strings. Livramento as well has been really good. Gordon on the left, fantastic. Alexander Isak, world-class. And Murphy. You know, you look at the options down on the bench. Harvey Barnes can come on and score goals. Willock's a good player. Longstaff's a good player. Osula just scored yesterday in the Cup. Lewis Miley scored yesterday in the Cup. Miggy Almiron, he can be a threat at times. Lloyd Kelly, more defensive cover. The fact that they are potentially 90 minutes away, well, it's not potentially, I think they are 90 minutes away from the League Cup final. Who knows? I'd love to see it to be Tottenham versus Newcastle in the final, but I'm not massively confident about going away to Anfield. You look at where they are in the league right now. 20 games played, won 10, lost 5. To put that into perspective, my team right now, they are how many points above? 11. 11 points already above Spurs. And they are 1 point off of top 4. I do think at some point Nottingham Forest will slip up and drop points. I do think they probably will draw or lose to Liverpool tomorrow. And I think the way Newcastle United are playing, I think they will beat Wolves. It won't be an easy game, though, because Wolves are they have turned a bit of a corner under their new manager. They did beat Man United the other day. They did put a decent result in against Spurs. You know, Chelsea haven't won a game in 4 now in the league. There could be 5 games without a win. I think the way they're playing, Newcastle could leapfrog Chelsea and definitely close the gap to Nottingham Forest. Manchester City are in good form as well. You know, it's so tight between Newcastle United. Between 5th and 8th is only 3 points. But you look at their recent wins. They've beaten Arsenal, they beat Villa, they beat Man United, they beat Spurs. A lot of big teams in there they've beaten, and they've also done well against the lower end teams as well. You know, 8 games on the bounce. Look how many goals they're scoring. You know, and they look at these next 8 games. That Nottingham Forest Newcastle United game is going to be unreal. I will back Newcastle to beat Wolves, beat Bournemouth, beat Southampton. Fulham, I'm not so sure. I think they will get past Arsenal through to the next round, and then I think they will beat Birmingham. City and Forest, 2 massive, massive games. But I'm only going to look at the next 6. I'm only going to look at these games. I think they will win the next 3 Premier League games. I'm not sure on Fulham because Fulham are a bit unpredictable and they have got quality that can hurt Newcastle. But as long as they keep Alexander Isak and as long as they keep Anthony Gordon fit and Bruno Guimaraes fit, who knows? And Eddie Howe's not doing anything. He's not changed his system. He's just sprinkled a bit of fairy dust, put Gordon more as a proper hug in that touchline, running through these well-timed runs, putting Tonali back into the 6, and maybe switching up the defense a little bit has just improved them tenfold. And right now, I'd back them to get top 4, and I'm definitely back them going to make that final. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you go down and drop a like. Make sure you have subscribed to the channel if you're new around here. And I will see you all in the next one. I am out.